Hello and welcome back to another Destiny 2 video. So today I've got for you the top 10 exotic weapons that should come back from Destiny 1. Now this wasn't done via like a straw poll or anything. This is just weapons I liked and they had a big impact on my experience in Destiny 1. So coming in at number 10 is the Jade Rabbit. The Jade Rabbit never really felt like it was super powerful or super weak. It was just a really fun gun, and it had the effect of chaining body shots would boost damage on your next precision hit, and then the precision hit would return the ammo you spent on body shots. So it was nothing super fancy, just something that would help melt bosses or just be a little fun thing to play with. Coming in at number 9 is No Land Beyond. This one has a lot of value to me, just because it was really fun to use. It was honestly kind of trash. It wasn't always a good weapon to use, and in PvP it was near impossible to use effectively, but it increased precision damage, and kills would briefly increase damage against your next target, and it was a primary weapon that happened to be a giant bolt-action sniper rifle. Who doesn't like that, and who doesn't think that would be cool just to run around with and drop enemies with? Coming in at number 8 is Monte Carlo. Now, the Monte Carlo never really fell into like a super OP or super weak weapon category. It was in the nice middle ground, and its main effect was dealing damage with it would reduce melee cooldown, and a kill had a chance to recharge your melee. And that ended up being useful in pretty much every situation except major boss fights and like raids. But otherwise in PvP it was solid, in PvE it was solid, it just fit everywhere and was really fun to run around with, especially with like a warlock who could heal off his melee. You could just continually be healing and shooting guys, and it synced up really well, and it's not really a weapon that would be focused on one certain class. At number 7 is the Solow Supercell. Now the Solow Supercell was just really fun to use in everything, PvE, PvP. Its bullets would have a chance to arc lightning to nearby targets, and when you'd get a double kill, you would get a bit of super energy and return ammo to your magazine. It didn't have like super OP effects, and it wasn't super strong, but it wasn't super weak again. But it was a nice middling ground and was really fun to use and made a lot of difference in Arcburn Nightfalls. At number 6 is the Queenbreaker's bow. This one is a bit odd because not a lot of people were a fan of it. Even I didn't use it too much, but I thought it was a really interesting design since you could switch it between a slow charge sniper rifle or a fast charge medium range semi-auto weapon. And it was really fun to use when I did use it. Plus, it's designed to look like a wire rifle that the Fallen use, so there's that little bit of a bonus of you're running around with essentially Fallen tech instead of just running around with standard weaponry. At number 5 is Red Death. Now, Red Death is a very controversial weapon, at least in Destiny 1, because the PvP meta leaned so heavily to pulse rifles for a while, that Red Death was a 2-burst kill, and you'd heal out of any damage you took, which made it extremely powerful, really hated, and it carried me through a fair amount of Iron Banner. But beyond that, it's a fun gun to use, and in PvP, now in Destiny 2 it wouldn't be bad because of how the damage is done, and pulse rifles kind of suck now, but in general, it was a fun gun, and I wouldn't mind seeing it come back. At number 4 is Thorn. Now, this is probably the most controversial weapon on this list because it is the most hated hand cannon I have ever encountered. I find very few people who actually like it anymore, but when I talk about bringing back Thorn, I'm not talking about Year 2 buffed Thorn, I'm not talking about Year 3 Thorn, I'm talking about Year 1 OG Thorn, back when it kicked like a mule, its reload speed sucked, its magazine was small, and its damage over time burned through people. That was the fun version because it at least had some skill to it. You had to be good at landing your hits, you had to land your shots well because you knew that reload time and reset time between shots was going to take a while. That's what I want to see come back. Original, powerful, yet balanced Thorn. Coming in at number 3 is the Last Word. Now, the Last Word was a phenomenal PvP weapon. It was a great hip-fire hand cannon that could just maul people like a bear. In PvE, it was complete trash. Its range, honestly, was its balancing factor because it had pretty much no range. But I saw people use it really well. I couldn't use it to save my life, and I tried. I tried to use it to get the chaperone, and got rolled horribly for it. But it's a fun gun, and I'd like to see it come back just to mix up the meta and give a viable hand cannon to the Crucible. Coming in at number 2 is Sleeper Simulant. Now, Sleeper, it was fun. I enjoyed using it. And it also has the added bonus of being a linear fusion rifle before linear fusion rifles existed, and bringing it back to Destiny 2 would give that weapon category an exotic, and it was really good. Yes, the ricochet effect was kinda useless, considering 9 times out of 10 you'd shoot it, it would hit something, ricochet into the complete opposite direction, and never touch a person again. But there were those moments where you'd run into like a Titan's bubble, fire it off, and have it ricochet around and kill everyone inside. Those moments were fun. And finally, we come to the number 1 slot. This one is incredibly predictable, but you gotta forgive me for it. It is the myth, the meme, the God Slayer itself, Yallarhorn. There's nothing I can really say that can justify Yallarhorn. Honestly, it's one of those guns where you're just like, why is this in here? It is incredibly broken. But at the same time, it's so damn fun to use. Who doesn't want to fire a rocket that'll go out, lock onto a target, hit the target, detonate, and then explode into a bunch of smaller rockets, which will 9 times out of 10 just hit the same target again and kill it. I've seen that thing used against everything from a shank, which I did once just for fun, all the way to killing Atheon, Crota. I've seen people bust it out in King's Fall. It's just a fun rocket launcher. Now, I hope you enjoyed this little list I threw together. If you think something should be different on the list, if you think there should be something else on there, let me know down in the comments below. If you like this, please make sure to hit the like button. It helps out my channel a lot. If you're new, please make sure to hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.